Yo, 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 you know me. It's your boy JB, your favorite MT, your favorite Twitch streamer. Yeah, I think that sounds better. But anywho, yeah, you know me. I like to, you know, read articles. I'm not really even a big book reader, but when it comes to reading information or articles and stuff like that, I'm on it, bro. That's what I like to read. I like to read information. I don't like to read fantasy stories and stuff like that. I don't mind it, but that's not my favorite. That's not a go-to for me. So I've been reading through this article because I've been looking up some stuff and about the brain, the cerebellum, and it just happened to be that I saw this stuff and I thought, what is adult ADHD like? Like, what is that? I don't even understand. I know in kids it means they're hyper, they can't keep still, and I guess the attention span short. And I didn't really know that was what adult ADHD was until I kind of read through this article a little bit. I haven't read the whole thing, but I'm gonna read some of it. Cerebellar activities consist of neurofeedback training, cognitive training, games, physical exercise and coordination, and activities and mindful meditation. So they're talking about ways to like increase your brain function that you don't have to deal with ADHD. So engaging in exercise such as yoga, dance, martial art can effectively engage the cerebellum. This can lead to enhanced neural connectivity among ADHD associated circuits and lead to cognitive improvement. Exercise can potentially improve attention and working memory performance in those with ADHD. Exercise contributes to stress reduction and a decrease in anxiety and depression symptoms. These conditions are commonly expressed by people with ADHD. Now, I mean, quick note. I don't know what causes anxiety for most people and depression, but in so many ways, it does affect people. And I don't know how much me exercising has changed the dynamics of those two things, anxiety and depression, because I never really dealt with anxiety and depression in strong spurts. Like it may be like a day or so or a period of time where I'm going through a stressful situation where I deal with some sense of depression, but normally I'm a joyful person. I'm a upbeat person. I'm social. I don't have those social anxieties and stuff like that. So I don't have that problem as much. So I don't think it affects me like it affects other people. When you lonely and alone, that's when it really do get you. But I'm alone, but I find ways to like enjoy my loneliness and to embrace my own individualism. So it don't really bother me as much as it might bother other people. So I just said that real quick. Understanding adult ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, is often defined as a childhood condition. However, it can persist into adulthood, affecting millions of people worldwide. In adults, ADHD can manifest differently compared to ADHD. What? ADHD? Oh, in a child. My bad. The symptoms of ADHD are characterized by inattention, restlessness. I don't really know what restlessness is, but and difficulty with time management. I could kind of see that one being a part of ADHD, but I don't really understand. People may also experience increased impulsivity and disorganization. Now that one I will agree because somebody is ADHD and as an adult, they may not be organized. They may be giddy, and they may just be all over the place. Don't got nothing. See, I'm a what you call it? Uh, what you call the people who gotta have things? I'm OC. What is it called? Where you gotta have things in order and like in a certain way. OCD. Like I gotta have things organized to a certain extent. I don't like to. have things where I'm looking for them. That junk frustrates the shit out of me, dog, when I can't find something. So I'd rather just keep things plain and simple. Put things right there. Make sure this together. Make sure that's together. It's almost like a cleansiness thing. Like, I cannot live in a chaotic environment. And I don't know if that's what they're talking about with this organization, ADHD, but I just can't do that. I might don't get me wrong. I might let things get a little messy and junky a little bit, but I'm never letting things get to a point where I'm looking for stuff and I don't like it like that. So initially my mind is gonna tell me, hey, get this thing in place. It's much soothing and easier when it's in place and you could just go grab and go and you can keep it moving, and it helps with the time management thing. I ain't gonna lie, because you don't want to be wasting time looking for stuff. So I do agree that some of these things may be a result of ADHD, and it may impact you in your adult stages. I don't know how it translates from a child to an adult, but those definitely are lifestyle factors that need to be, put in place. Okay, the impact of ADHD on adult life can be profound. It can lead to negative effects on professional performance or social relationships. Thus, it can lead to significant issues for one's overall well-being. The prevalence of ADHD in adults is estimated to be around 2 to 5%, but it is likely underdiagnosed. This could be due to the complexities of its symptoms and the tendency for the symptoms to mimic other conditions in adults. In addition, adults with ADHD may have learned coping mechanisms throughout their lives. This makes their symptoms less apparent for hold on, clinics to assess clinicians. What? I never see that word before. But that's what happened when you read goddamn health stuff. You're gonna see words that just, it's like, dang, I ain't never even knew that was a word. But yeah, anywho, and they said it like some of the symptoms are not easily diagnosed or prescribed or whatever you want to say. So that'll get back to my point I was just making. Like, I don't know how these symptoms correlate to adulthood and stuff like that. And he say people find coping mechanisms. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you ADHD, if you can find ways to work around ADHD. Like, that just begs the question: what is ADHD technically? Like, it got to be a defined thing. And I think they categorize it and they make symptoms to fit the bill, but you can't really say what it is, to be honest. Like, so I'm gonna finish reading this real quick. Adults with ADHD often encounter difficulties in multiple aspects of life. In the workplace, they may struggle with time management, maintaining focus, and completing tasks on time. These challenges may lead to reduced productivity and potential career setbacks, and personal relationship impulsivity and forgetfulness can strain interactions. This can cause frustration and misunderstanding between people and their loved ones. Also, untreated adult ADHD can contribute to emotional dysregulation and low self-esteem. These issues can further lead to issues with anxiety or depression. I don't know, man. That just sounds very broad to me. Like, anything can knock off your concentration at work. You could just be thinking about a problem that happened at home and that could knock your concentration off. Now, I would say if these things are consistent and persistent, then yeah, you might can categorize it as ADHD. But like, I don't know. I think when somebody finds something they're interested in doing, then all of that stuff really don't matter. Now, if you have something you love doing and you get so distracted that you start paying attention to something else and you can't focus on that thing even when it's something you really love and enjoy, then yeah, you might have ADHD. Because I find where in myself, if I'm doing something that I really don't like, you know, I kind of feel this, bro. Cause when I'm studying and when I'm focusing on my getting my certifications, I'll sometimes my brain will sometimes just go into a frenzy and I'm just distracted. That's why I gotta be in a room or just be at home by myself. I don't want to hear no background noises. I don't want. It's kind of hard to stay focused when you got all these distractions around you. Certain things just don't do that. Like if you watching something you into, it don't distract you. If you listening to something that you really want to listen to is feeding your brain, then you just don't get distracted. But if you kind of studying and your brain ain't all the way invested into what you studying or you reading and you ain't all the way engaged into the story, stuff can pull your mind out. That's why I hate when I'm watching YouTube because that's when I'm most focused and an ad pops up. Cause it's just like it sucks your brain away from where your brain was invested. It's like something just interrupt your goddamn frequencies, and you gotta reattach your frequencies the way you've been at. That's why I hate ads, and I know that's the purpose for ads, is so it can while your brain is mostly engaged to get a piece of that brain time, that hyper focus, and then you gotta refocus back on what you've been focusing on. So I hope that's helpful what I just explained because some people might deal with that and don't understand that that's that's a part of life and you got to try to get in these quiet places and shelter yourself or your man cave or go to spas and go to places where you can relax your brain, relax your mind, relax your body. That's why they say yoga is helpful. And I think meditation, they say meditation as well. Those things are helpful because it teaches you how to just be at peace in your body and your mind and don't let things disturb it. Even if you hearing sounds and you listen to them sounds, understand what them sounds is. That's what they teach you when you're doing meditation and yoga. They tell you to listen to your body, listen to these sounds, listen because you're needing to focus on what things are so that you don't allow them to distract you when you doing things, other things, so that it's like more subconsciously subtle. Like even if you hear a child making noise in the background, it don't bother you because you understand that noise. You understand. Now, think about this. The difference between when a baby is crying versus a baby playing. You okay with the baby playing. That don't disturb your mind as much unless they make a big boom or something. But when you hear them crying, your alertness just your brain shift to a different alertness and frequency, and now you can't even rest, you can't even focus because your mind has now went to the attention of why is this noise going on, why is this situation happening, and it just takes your focus. So you can see what I mean when I say you have to be in a quiet, secluded place sometimes when you doing something you enjoy, like reading or uh, you know, listening to something certain. Well, listening to music kind of already takes your zones you out because you got loudness in your ears, and only way somebody that disturbs you is if something you visually see. So these things are actually working on your five senses and trying to get you to understand your surroundings. So seclusion and isolation is being an introvert can be a positive thing, but you got to learn how to be extrovert as well. And that's probably one topic I'm gonna talk about: introvert and extrovert. But um, should I read all of this? I'm gonna read this last section because yeah, I ain't gonna read the treatment. I'm gonna just read this role of the cerebellum in ADHD. The cerebellum is known for its role in motor coordination. After much research, it has emerged as a pivotal contributor to cognitive functions These functions include attention, working memory, and self control. Neuroimaging studies have unveiled cerebellar anomalies in adults with ADHD. These results have shown that the potential for the cerebellum's contribution to cognitive defects in ADHD. Researchers have utilized neuroimaging techniques to study adults with ADHD. They have discovered evidence of altered cerebellar activities and connectivities. These deviations in cerebellar function are linked to cognitive defects. These defects include attention impulsivity and